In this movie, we'll take a look at closing images inside Photoshop, either one at a time or all at once. So here I am looking at that sepia tone that I created in the previous movie. And because this image came to Photoshop from Camera Raw, Photoshop believes that it's never been saved, which is why if I were to go up to the File menu and choose the Close command, I would get an alert message asking me if I want to save my changes. And if I do, then I would click the Yes button here on the PC. That would be the Save button in the bottom right corner on a Mac. And because Photoshop believes the file has never been saved, I'm greeted by the Save As dialog box, which allows me to select a different file name, I could choose a different format, and so forth. And we're going to review all of these options in Chapter 6, which is why for now, I'll just go ahead and click on the Cancel button in order to return to the image. Another way to work is to click the little close box up here in the Title tab. And once again, that's going to force the display of this alert message. In addition to clicking Yes or Save in order to save the image, you also have the option of closing the image without saving it, in which case you'd want to click the No button here on the PC or the Don't Save button on a Mac, or you can escape out of the operation just by clicking Cancel. Now, clicking No or Don't Save is a very popular option because you'll frequently find yourself just playing around inside of an image, but you don't really want to destroy the original, so you just click No or Don't Save. The thing is, you just have to make absolutely sure that's what you want to see happen, because the second you get done clicking No or Don't Save, your modifications are permanently abandoned because you are, in fact, closing the file. Which is why, in my case, I'm going to go ahead and click the Cancel button. All right, as you can see here, I have a few other images open, including this guy, welcome.ping. Let's say, in addition to closing the image, you want to return to Adobe Bridge. In that case, you go up to the File menu and choose Close and Go to Bridge, which is going to close the image without an alert message because, after all, there are no unsaved changes where that specific image is concerned. And then I will return to Bridge. Now, something to note is another way to return to Photoshop without opening an image is to go up here to this little boomerang icon. Notice it says Return to Photoshop. That'll just switch you back without opening anything. Or in my case, I actually want to open this image again, so I'll just go ahead and double click on welcome.ping. All right, now, just to get a sense for how you might work with more unsaved changes, I'll apply a couple of special effects to this image. First, I'll go up to the Filter menu, choose Render, and then choose this command right here, Lens Flare, which allows you to create the effect of light bouncing inside the lens element of the camera. And you can grab this little plus sign right there and drag it around to adjust the center of the effect. You also have control over the brightness and the style. I'm just going to leave that brightness value set to 100% because, after all, I'm just doing this for the sake of demonstration, and then I'll click OK. And now, as you can see, we have unsaved changes, and Photoshop tells you that the file has unsaved changes with the appearance of this little asterisk outside of the parentheses up here in the Title tab. All right, now I'm going to apply a different modification to welcome.jpg. I'll just go up to the Image menu this time, and I know I'm bouncing around, but again, we're just applying a few random changes. Then I'll drop down to Adjustments, and I'll choose Photo Filter, which allows me to create the effect of a colored photographic filter. And now I'll change that filter color right there to red, let's say, and then I'll crank the density up to 100% just so that we have a big brash effect, and I will click OK. So now what we have here is a couple of images, welcome.ping and welcome.jpg, that include unsaved changes. I have the blue version of welcome.tiff that I have not made any changes to, and then we have the sepia version that Photoshop believes has never been saved. Now let's say what I want to do is I want to close all of these images in one operation. In that case, I'd go up to the File menu and choose the Close All command, at which point Photoshop will once again greet me with the alert message. Now, the thing about these buttons here is they've got keyboard shortcuts, if you're interested. On the PC, it's Y for yes and N for no, as well as Escape for cancel. On the Mac, it's S for save, D for don't save, and again, the escape key for cancel. But if I do click no at this point so that I'm not saving over my changes, I will be greeted by two more alert messages because, after all, I have a total of 3 files that Photoshop believes to have unsaved changes. If you just want to close everything all at once and either save or don't save your changes, then go ahead and turn on the Apply to All checkbox right there. And then in my case, because I don't want to ruin any of my images, I'm just going to click the No button here on the PC. That would be the Don't Save button on a Mac. And that is, by default, going to return me to the start screen. And that's how you close your images, either one at a time or all at once, here inside Photoshop.